What is shaking, everyone? Hopefully, it is your foundation. Did you catch my little AC/DC reference there? Cool. Glad you did. And my guest today and his band is going to be shaking your foundation with their newest album release come August 28th. I am talking about Kickin Valentina. And I have their drummer, Jimmy Berdine, with me today. Leading up to this interview, Jimmy would not divulge the name of the latest album. I'm not saying I'm a little late to the game. I was actually kind of early. I just couldn't get the name of the album, but I got it now. And it is called the Anthems From The Underground. It's going to be released via Mighty Music. This album, let me tell you, it is stripped back, it is loud, and it is unapologetic. It is a new sound. I don't want to say new sound, but it is a new direction, rather, for Kickin Valentina. And Jimmy and I, we are going to dig into that new sound and what is next for the band. Besides their sound and their anthems, I just loved the name of the band right from the beginning. And who couldn't love a band's name that was named after a stripper? I wouldn't expect anything less from these boys from the ATL. Before I get into the interview, I just want to thank my sponsor, Lisa Gandia of Celebrity Events. If you are a band, a performer, an entertainer of any kind, and you need a talent agent, for whatever reason, check Lisa out on celebrityeventsrock.com. That is celebrityeventsrock.com. Tell them Gen X Joe sent you. Oh, by the way, that is me. I forgot to introduce myself. I just wanted to get right into this episode because I was so pumped. And you know what? I forgot to introduce the podcast name. But if you're here, you already know it is the Youth Gone Mild podcast where hairlines fade, but rock never does. Just like Kickin Valentina, their sound doesn't fade. It only gets better as they move towards the release of their latest album, Anthems From The Underground. Let's kick it right now with my interview with Jimmy Berdine of Kickin Valentina. I do want to thank you so much. I know we've been working on this for a couple of months to try to arrange something, and I'm glad the day finally came.
Yeah, I appreciate the offer. I apologize that we couldn't do it sooner, but I just figured it'd probably be smarter if we waited to closer when we got the album done, so I could, if there was any questions about that, I could answer that and not look like an idiot.
Believe me, you won't look like an idiot. Trust me.
No, I'll look like an idiot anyway, so it's all good.
Well, you know what? Why don't we just jump right into the album, man? Let's just pick it up from there. Tell me, what's going on with it. It's complete.
Yeah, everything is done. We've got 10 songs are going on the record. They're all mixed, mastered. I really can't talk too much about a title and stuff like that yet because the record label hasn't announced it. But 10 new songs. We'll be releasing the record on Mighty Music out of Denmark. It'll be our 5th album with them. They do a great job for us. They've kept the faith in us too. So, yeah, we just re-signed another 2-record deal with them. So we got this one and one more album to put out with them. So we'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, new record's done, mixed, mastered, ready to go to print. Our previous albums, we've kind of had like the say on everything, writing, structuring of the songs and that kind of stuff. And this time we actually flew in a producer who tore apart all the songs like a producer should do, changed a bunch of parts, gave some more dynamics, really changed kind of how everybody kind of plays, make it a different sounding record. So it's just not, the same stagnant record over and over and over. Not like we haven't grown or matured, because all 4 of our full length albums to me sound different. So this one I think is just a step up the ladder in progression and maturity. Most of our songs, we actually try every one of our songs we try to write. We try to write where there's a big hook, and it's kind of anthematic anyway, kind of like a Def Leppard or somebody along that kind of vibe. Aerosmith, the big sing along songs and stuff like that. So AC/DC, all that party rock kind of sound. So there's quite a few anthematic, if you will, kind of songs on this record. Good 4 or 5. Couple heavy tunes. It's a process, let me tell you. They want the album finished X amount of months before they start promoting it. Then they want X amount of months to promote it, then the release, and you need videos, and they do press, especially overseas record labels. They still do print, classic rock magazine, Aardschok magazine, Sweden rock magazine. There's all kinds of magazines over there that still are good to print. You could buy in like bookstores and stuff like that. Plus they do blogs and stuff like that too. So a lot of that's a lot of work to get an album released, and reviews and stuff like that. So that all gets sent out in the first 3 months, and then the album's released, and then off you go. The thrill of the chase.
Ah, there you go.
So we're happy with it. We're excited about putting out a new record and starting to perform those songs. So we'll see what happens when it comes out.
Yeah. Well, now you guys have an upcoming tour too overseas, right?
Yeah, we're going to be going over there in late August, which I'm assuming is kind of like the same time that the record's going to come out, sometime in August. That's what my prediction is. I'm not quite 100% sure, but yeah, we're going over there for 18, 19 dates. Going to do Scotland, England, Wales, France, Germany, Switzerland, and I'm still working on a Belgian date too. We'll see if that happens or not, but 7 countries, 18, 18, 19 dates, couple festivals. Big one, Stone Dead Festival in the UK, which is awesome. Then we do Hard Rock Hell Sleaze, which is another very cool festival, and then moved it back to Sheffield, so everybody's happy about that. That theater we play there is pretty awesome. And then Remes Festival in France, and Altenburger Rock and Revel in Germany.
Oh, wow.
Rock and
Okay.
Revel, yeah. So one in France, one in Germany, 2 in England.
Could you have imagined in 2012 or 2013 that a band from ATL, and I'm sure this was your goal, but can you just imagine how big you guys gotten in the last 10 plus years playing all those countries?
Well, one, we have the best fans in the world, but when I put the band together with Heber, um, we kind of had a little chit chat about that. We're like, look, if we're going to do this, we want to go full steam. We'll take time off of work. We'll leave the wives at home, the kids at home. So we're going to go tour. We kind of set goals, and we've met, like, I would say 80% of our goals so far as a band. But no, I mean, it was always a dream of mine to be, on the big stages. I went to, right before I put the band together with Heber, I had gone to the Sweden Rock Festival in 2010 and 2011, and saw a bunch of bands, and I'm like, these guys are in front of 35,000 people over here, and people are all singing their shit. I mean, I didn't know that the European rock scene was still so, and I don't want to sound dated because these bands are all newer, but so 1980s. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that style of rock and metal and hard rock, the Accepts and the Europes and the Hammerfalls, and who's been around for a longer time. The Scorpions are still,
Guys,
massive. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
these European and Scandinavian bands are still playing huge theaters or arenas. And obviously the Scandinavian metal scene has made a huge impact on the United States lately too, with like Ghost, Amon Amarth, bands like that. Yeah, it's always been a dream to go over there and be able to go and headline and you know sell out clubs and be able to ride on tour buses and see exotic lands from far away.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's been great, man. I feel very blessed to be able to do that, and I know my guys do too. It could be hectic and crazy at times, but we get through it, and at the end of the day, it's what we do. And when we're on stage, the 4 of us, It's a hour to 75 minutes full of, in your face, sweaty rock and roll. It's a good time.
That's awesome, man. And you know, when you were talking about accomplished 80% of what your goals were,
Mhm.
anything you can share about that other 20% that you'd like to conquer and complete?
Yeah, I would love to be able to be support or go out with the bigger band and not be asked to buy on to a
Yeah.
tour, but be invited to go out as a support act for a bigger band. There's tons of them that we would go out with or be able to go out with and hang with because of our style of music. You know, um, pick up a major tour, be able to go out, not necessarily do arenas or nothing like that, but it'd be cool to be out to go out, do a theater tour with somebody and be in front of a couple thousand people a night. Um, Also, a lot of major festivals over in Europe that we haven't played yet. We would love to play like Hellfest and Wacken and Sweden Rock and Copenhagen and Time to Rock Festival, and I can go on and on and on. We've played Bang Your Head Festival, which is now called RV Bang. Um, and we do really well at some of the smaller festivals. The 2 to 5,000 person festivals are awesome for us because it's a little more intimate and personal. But to get on a couple of those majors, where there's, 50, 70, 80,000 people like Vakken would be one, it would help our career tremendously, because you're in front of, so many people. And two, it's just, it's really, really, really cool to look out over a sea of people like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't,
It's
but
really
you
cool.
do.
Yeah, I still get excited. I'm still a fan of rock and roll, man.
Right.
It's like I like going to festivals. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I like going to big shows like that and seeing bands, and you can tell when a band's feeding off the audience and they're not. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. I definitely
So,
can.
yeah, whenever we play too, man, it seems like, when we get on stage, the four of us too, the bigger the audience, the better we perform too. It's really crazy. Like we just don't miss a beat in front of the big crowds. We go up there, we know we got to kick ass. So I think in the back of our heads, like, all right, fuckos, you know, uh, don't, don't screw this up. Get out there and show them what we got. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's fun. So that would be the other 20%, where, and I wish also that, we could get picked up on some radio too, some bigger stations, it'll be nice to get spun on like a Hair Nation or a, Ozzy's Boneyard or a Octane or whatever. We get played over in Europe on some stations in Europe. So, you know, you could hear yourself on the radio over there and you're like, holy shit. But here it's so corporate.
Yes.
No, and it's bad too because a lot of the radio stations, especially the local stations, I mean, Atlanta's rock station is still playing the same set list they played in 1992. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it's
Oh,
just
I
the
know.
same regurgitated shit. Nothing coming, at those artists that they're playing. Obviously, those artists are all massive, massive superstars. Good for them. But it just seems like, the rock scene is underground and people just they don't push the rock as much as they do like other genres.
Right.
You see
Yeah.
you see new country artists coming out all the time, all the time. So,
Yep.
it'd be nice if the rock community stepped up a little bit, but what do you do?
Yeah. Well, you know, I worked in radio many, many moons ago, and I don't think a lot has changed from what you were saying from the early 2000s till now. It's
Right.
all a comfort zone with corporate and whatever they feel the next big thing is, just like those record labels way back when,
Uh-huh.
that's what they're putting out there. It's what the fans they think want to hear.
Right.
You know, and you're right, you know, the rock community does need to step up.
Yeah. Give new music a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I mean,
well,
that's all I listen to. I listen to newer music, through my Spotify streaming and stuff like that. I always, I put on like a shuffle and sometimes I catch a song from a band from a different country and I'm like, man, that's a badass jam. Go home, YouTube them. Oh my God, they've been around 14 years. You know
yes.
what I'm saying? They got like 6 or 7 videos on YouTube. You're immediately a fan. Like, oh, these guys are great. So
Yeah, well, you know, I interviewed a band from, oh my gosh, they're going to kill me, the UK, and they're called Gone Savage. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
uh-uh.
Well, I thought they were a newer band, and it's just like you said, they've been around for well over 25 plus years.
Wow.
And yeah, and you don't hear of them.
Uh-huh.
And their music is great.
Yeah.
But they don't get played either over here, but they're big over in Europe and everywhere else.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I have buddies of mine over in the European scene that only come over here for like the cruises or like a one-off shot on festivals, and they've been a band 40 plus years,
Oh wow.
you know. And I know you've heard of them. They're pretty maids.
Yo, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. They've never toured the United States.
Oh man.
They are
I would have
fantastic.
thought I would have thought they would have.
Nope, never,
Oh
never toured
man.
the U.S. They've played Atlanta. That's where I met them. Prague Power Atlanta, I think 2014.
Wow.
And then they've played the Monsters of Rock cruise a couple of times. So they'd come over and hang out in Miami, but they'd be on the boat in the Caribbean when they play. So
And they're still overseas.
still
Oh
overseas
man.
killing it. And going back to your English band, England's probably got the best rock scene in the world right now.
Oh really? Wow.
There's
Okay.
so many venues. I mean, we're going over and doing 10 dates, England's not that bad. I mean, I should say not that big. You can cover that entire island from tip to tip in like 8 hours, from what I'm told, and then three across. So it's not very big, you know.
Yeah, it's like you guys will have a blast out there and make some new fans.
Oh, we do very well in the UK. We love touring the UK.
Nice.
Every place we go in the UK has been very nice to us. We enjoy our fans over there. They take care of us. You know, they rock. They show up too. They'll come out on a Tuesday and a Wednesday night party.
Yeah,
So
right? And that's another thing too. Like you had said, there are some really great new bands out there. And one of my goals was for the podcast to discover new rock music because I was kind of like in that Gen X era where, I was just listening to the Guns N' Roses and the Motley Crues, and that's all that was on my playlist.
right,
And, as I started developing the podcast, I, really got into some newer rock bands, and there's just so many out there, and they make
yep,
great music, keeping rock alive like you guys.
yeah, appreciate that.
Oh, it's no
Yeah, we're
problem,
trying,
man.
man. You're right. There's tons. I mean, tons of new music out there. I mean, from melodic to sleazy to heavy. I mean, you have just what I'm trying to say. There's no shortage of it. The competition, for a band on our level is kind of tough too. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody that's doing what we're doing in different countries are on the same level as we are in different countries. We're all fighting for that same thing. Get on that
Mhm.
festival slot, pick up a tour, be able to go over and do these clubs and put people in there on a Tuesday, a Wednesday, and a Thursday or a Monday or whenever, sell your merchandise, get the name out there. It's like starting a new business every time you play, so but there's like no shortage at all of great new rock out there. And people should take notice. There's a lot of good bands out there.
Yeah. And kind of just finishing what I was going to say about that is they're booked during the week at some of the clubs, and there's not a lot of turnout.
Yeah.
And then if you get a Friday night or a Saturday night and they get those slots, man, it's jam packed. It just boggles my mind because, and then when the clubs aren't filled, and, I don't know how somebody in a band would feel like, they're, trying to get out there and get a name for themselves, as you said, and it's not even half full.
Yeah, no,
So,
it's definitely a struggle, especially in the United States.
yes.
Europe's a different story. The UK and Europe's a different story. People will come out on a early week, midweek show. One, because they'll never know when they get to see you again. And two, I think one thing that helps with a lot of the European shows is the way they travel. Here in the United States, you got to drive to shows. Well, you go to a show, you want to do what? You want to drink. So
Hmm.
you go to a show, you can only have one or two, and that's all you can do. Where in Europe, they take a bus, they take a train. Some of them don't even own cars, and they'll walk 2 or 3 blocks or 4 blocks to a venue from a train station. No problem. They don't care. Tuesday night they'll walk in. First thing they do is order a beer and buy a T-shirt.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
where here in the States it's like trying to pull teeth to get people out because you can't drink and drive. A lot of the times, people are getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning for work,
Yep.
which is insane. Our shows are done by 11 o'clock over there, overseas. Everything's
Okay.
done by 11. We tend to run a little later here unless it's a big show, I guess.
Hmm.
I know when we play here in Atlanta, the bands that we play with usually aren't done till like 12:30. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a different world over there.
And let's not forget the ultimate excuse. It's a school night.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Trust me. We get all kinds of excuses. You're playing 30 minutes away. I can't drive that far. Okay. So what do you
Really?
want us to do? Set
Wow.
up in your oh dude, you have no idea the excuses we get from fans. But it's okay. Everybody, if you can't make it, you can't make it. It's cool. We appreciate the support, however.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got told the other day, it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes away. I can't get there. Okay.
But
I drive 45 minutes to work every day.
you I was just going to say that, but you drive to work,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Oh my gosh. Or how about this one? We'll use the Falcons football team. They'll drive an hour to a Falcons game.
yeah.
So,
There's all kinds of, funny things. You'll drop 500 on a concert ticket, but won't drop $10 at a door to see a local band.
yeah.
I mean, there's that. There's that,
Yeah.
but it's all
Hmm.
good. People spend the money how they want to spend their money,
Right? Right. No,
so
I get that completely. I try to support all the bands now that I'm interviewing that when they come to the Pittsburgh area. Yeah. That was one of my goals. Like, if I'm going to interview you, I'm going to show up when you're in town.
yeah,
So,
cool.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of the club that we played when we were out there. It wasn't Jurgles. It was
I was just going to say that.
yeah, no, it wasn't Jurgles. It was another one. It's got like a venue and then a bowling alley
The
attached to it.
the Craft House.
The Craft House. That place was badass, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
that place was cool. We played up there with our buddies in Bad Marriage last September.
Oh my, why
Like,
didn't I see that?
well, it was like a weekday. It was like a Wednesday or a Thursday or something, dude. I mean, it was like an off day, and there was like 70 people there,
Nice. Well,
which is
that's
fine. Which is
yeah.
fine, but early week, rough.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Matter of fact, I was there for their concert not too long ago. I interviewed Mike, so went down, supported the band.
Bad Marriage, Mike.
Yes, Mike
Old,
Fitz.
old Fitzy. That's
Yes.
my dog. I love that guy.
Oh, he's
I love
great.
all those. I love all those guys, actually.
Yeah. Well,
Really, really nice guys.
I'll tell you what. I was in awe when Tommy came up to me from Tesla. I was like, "Oh my God, this is Tommy Skio."
Yeah, he's a cool dude. That whole band's great, man. They're
Yeah.
cool dudes.
Yeah.
They're like hanging with your buddies, and then all of a sudden they get on stage and play music.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Fitzy probably had a Guinness in his hand.
I don't think he did.
I have to make a phone call and call him a slacker.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
So,
I want to go back just a little bit when you had mentioned big name acts inviting you on the tour.
mhm.
You want to throw a name out there? Maybe they'll hear this.
We going U.S. or we gonna go
Ooh,
Europe?
well, I was going to go U.S., but knock yourself out. Do whatever you want to say.
Man, United States, man, I think we'd be a great support act for like a Motley or a Def Leppard or Guns N' Roses, or even if we wanted a little modern, Mammoth VH would be a good one to go out with. Lizzie with Hailstorm, we'd fit with them. Uh, if Ghost came around the U.S., Volbeat, if they came around the U.S., all those bands we'd be able to, perform with on stage. Or we can go with the nostalgia bands, going out with a Poison or something like that. It's just a rock show, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Overseas, man. I'd really like to tour with my buddies in Pretty Maids. That'd be fun because I'm personal friends with all those guys, and us to go out and do like a sleaze tour with like Hardcore Superstar and Crash Diet. That would be awesome. Uh, uh, you know, uh, so many overseas, especially, Airborne would be a cool tour with us. I think would be fun over in Europe.
Yeah.
Um, really anything that's a guitar-driven hard rock or rock band, man, really over in Europe would be great. Alex Rudy Pell, Hardline, Dead Daisies, any of those bands. They're putting 1,000, 1,500 in a room or more. So that would be fun.
Yeah, well,
You know,
I mean, Ricky Rocket's got the Rocket Mafia out there now, and he's doing some tour dates. So maybe he'll
yeah,
come to
Brandon.
Atlanta, and you guys can hook up.
Yeah, I could call Brandon. You know, he could talk to Rick,
There
but
you go.
yeah, I know Brandon, but uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what those guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? No idea.
Oh,
I can't keep up with everybody else. It's
right.
exhausting. It's exhausting keeping up with myself.
Well, I used to watch all the old soap operas when I came home from school with my mom and everything. And now that I'm in my 50s, some of these bands out there now, Skid Row, Poison, and such. I mean, that's like my own soap opera now.
Oh, yeah, aren't they
So,
all?
yeah, then,
Drama, drama, drama. And every band has it though. Every band has it.
oh, I'm sure.
I mean, everybody has their disagreements, their arguments, their wants and needs, and then you have, your egos and your anger issues and your whatever else issues you got going on. It's like freaking Time magazine up in this bitch.
So, anything else on the horizon other than the new album, the upcoming tour for Kickin Valentina?
Yeah, I know for sure we're going to be doing something out west. I'm not quite sure what we're going to be doing around like the Midwest, but I'm sure we're going to work on something.
Hopefully you guys come back through the Berg and, play the Craft House, Jurgles, wherever it may be, and I can catch you guys on the fly down there.
Yeah, Pittsburgh was cool last time we were there. Like I said, but it was like an off day, an off night. So you never know. We do Detroit on the regular, so that would be a good routing wise. Coming up from Atlanta, we go to Pittsburgh, and then you cut across up to Detroit.
Yeah.
Never know. You can find us Kickin Valentina on, Facebook. We still do Facebook quite a bit, especially for overseas marketing and advertising. You can find us Instagram was a backslash Kickin Valentina. We're also on TikTok. We're also on Spotify. Our website's kickinvalentina.com. It's easy. Just throw our name in the search engine. You'll find us.
That's the easiest way to do it. Absolutely.
Yeah. I just throw whatever I'm looking for in the old search, and there you are. Boom. Because I'm old and outdated, just like my technology. So,
You know what? Hey, you know what? Sometimes the old technology is a lot easier and a lot better than what's out there today. That's just me, but
I'm with you. I'm with you. I got this new, had to get this new fancy ride, this new car, because I was in a little fender bender and it totaled out my car and got a new vehicle. And there's so many bells and whistles on this thing. I don't even know what I'm pushing.
oh,
Apps,
listen.
apps on your phone and shit like that. You know, crazy.
Yes. Well, it's funny you said that because we had 3 accidents with deer just since February in my family. And
Wow.
yeah, and I was able to get a new car. First one I've ever had in my life, and it's got the push button start. So, yeah,
No
well,
keys.
here's the thing. I'm not used to it. So, when I go to push off, it to me, I thought I pushed it all the way in. I'm getting out of the car and all the bells and whistles are going on and the damn car is still running.
Uh
And I'm
huh.
like, Jesus, just give me a car with a key in it and I know it's off.
Yeah. I couldn't get my tailgate to stop opening when I walked around by it because there was an automatic open the tailgate if you're within a certain amount of feet of the tailgate. I had to find out how to shut that off real quick. It was opening and smacking the top of my garage door. Brand new car. I'm like, okay, great, way to go, dummy. You know?
Man. Well,
So
how about that? I don't even know what the term is, but I'll just call it an idle. Like I'm
yeah.
at the stoplight and it just shuts off, to
Yep,
save
yep.
that gas and energy. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm trying to push that button and it drives me insane. And now my
Ah,
dad has one in his car, and it's a 2017, and there's a way you can disconnect it just on the dashboard, pushing some buttons. Nope,
right.
not on my car. Can't
Yeah.
do it. I Googled it. I called the dealership. Nope, you're stuck with it. Ah, great. God damn it.
Dude, I remember the first time that we were driving in Europe, because Europe, that shit started over there first. And we're
Damn
driving
them.
along, la 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 la. We're in some town, freaking out because we can't read anything because it's in like Swedish or Danish or German or something. We pull up to a light, truck stops, turns off. Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? What the fuck? Cars start rolling. We're hitting buttons. People are honking at us. Put off the gas. There goes the car. Starts right back up. Starts moving. And we're like, we are a bunch of old dummies. A bunch of old men don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh
Not
my
to mention, not
God.
to mention everything's a stick over there too. So, when's the last time you drove a manual?
Well, you know what? I prefer sticks.
Yeah.
That's just me. I grew up on them, but I tried to teach my wife to drive a stick. We almost got killed, so that was like one and done. So
Over there
never
in
happening
Pittsburgh too,
again.
with all them hills over there by you, man, a stick, will you burn that clutch out quick?
Oh my God. Well, yeah, yeah, pretty much, and well, I'm just an old farm boy, grew up with an old Jeep and
That's awesome.
tractors and everything. And
Well,
hey,
I'm from a small town in Indiana, so I get it.
oh well, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice. Who's your
Yeah.
fan? I bet, huh?
I went to IU, but I pulled for Purdue.
Oh, the Boilermakers, nice.
Yeah, I was very happy to see IU win that national championship in football. What a Cinderella season that was.
Yeah,
I mean, they just beat the shit out of Alabama and a couple of those teams. They blew out Miami in the national championship. So obviously they were a qualified team to be there, you
yeah,
know. But living down here in SEC land, people are, they were pulling for IU, but they were kind of upset that, UGA wasn't there, or Alabama got blown out. They couldn't believe that, but us Northerners, we have faith in our football teams here and there.
well, I won't comment on the Pitt Panthers, but so
Well, you're probably a Steelers fan, right?
oh yeah, yeah, well, definitely a
Yeah, yeah.
Steelers fan, absolutely.
Yeah, I grew up
Absolutely.
I'm a Bears fan, but I grew up liking the Steelers in the '70s because they always used to smack around the Cowboys.
Yes, and then here you have it, the Cowboys just screwed them over with the draft pick with
Yeah,
Philadelphia. Man,
yeah.
that was embarrassing, I gotta say.
I hate the Cowboys.
Yeah, yeah.
I hate the
Good old
Cowboys.
Jerry Jones.
I can't stand the Cowboys. I never have.
But
Um,
but
you
they're
know,
America's team.
that's what they say.
Yeah.
That's what they say. I don't know. You know, thought America's team was the Patriots for a while, and then the Colts for a while, and wherever Peyton Manning or Tom Brady kind of went to, I think they kind of pulled that. But pulled that rank. But since they're both gone, we'll see. I don't know about Dallas, but they'll be a 500 team this year.
Well, yeah, as long as they keep Dak Prescott, they will be. So,
No, I agree with you. I agree. I agree. So,
yeah. So how's
but
Atlanta doing? Did they get a new quarterback? Somebody told me they signed somebody, and I can't remember who it was.
uh, man, who did they pick up?
But it
I
ain't
I don't.
Cousins
I
anymore.
No, dude, I don't care for the Falcons. In fact, I was blasphemous down here in Atlanta, and I pulled for the Saints because Drew Brees was a Purdue guy, and Brees was in New Orleans, and New Orleans was badass with Brees, and I would always wear all my New Orleans gear to the dome here to watch Brees beat up on Atlanta. So I'm not a Falcon fan, but they've had their problems the last couple of years too. You know,
Yeah.
all started with that 28-3 comeback by Brady, and they haven't had a good season since that Super Bowl. So,
Oh my God, I remember that so much.
oh, it was
Just
awesome.
yeah.
I know that's horrible to say, but that was awesome.
Well, it was exciting, but I'm still rooting for Atlanta because I hated the Patriots.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, but it was one of those. Like, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I would say the last 5 to 8 years, I just haven't given a shit about the NFL. I just don't care.
Yeah.
You know, college football or college sports is just much more exciting for me now. But the NFL, I don't know. just doesn't do it for me anymore, I guess. I don't know if it's the money or the egos or, nobody's faithful to one team. You
Nope.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's a business, and it's an entertainment business too. So
I'm not one to believe in, what's the word I'm looking for?
conspiracies,
What is it?
conspiracies.
Conspiracy theories, yes.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, sometimes you see these things on social media and it
Uh-huh.
just makes so much sense as to who's going to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
And I'm like,
Well, the last couple of years, Patrick Mahomes, and he could do no wrong. And before that, it was Brady and all the help that he would get.
yeah,
But poster boys for the NFL.
yeah,
But I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's hard for, you look at plays like that. The 2 years in a row where the Saints got knocked out of the playoffs, one with a pass interference and another one with an interception that shouldn't have happened or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, it was just a lot of shenanigans with the refs that blew the game for a team, I guess, that they didn't want going to the Super Bowl. But I don't know. That, like you said, it's conspiracy theories. Is it true? Is it false? I don't know. But the NFL is definitely is entertainment.
yeah, no
So
fun league anymore.
yeah, no, you can't get hit. You can't hit anybody. You know, I
And
don't know.
and I'm going to close it out with this about the NFL.
Yeah,
The celebrations on defensive plays for an interception,
right.
posing in the end zone and running 50 yards down, it does nothing for me.
No,
It
it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's
And they're
stupid.
probably
Disrespectful.
yeah, and they're probably losing by 20 anyway, but we got to
Right.
celebrate.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude. I feel you. I feel like I said. I just, I'll throw on a Bears game here and there, see how they're doing. But I can't tell you the last time I sat down from opening kickoff to the last play of the game and watched a full NFL game. It has been years,
Yeah.
years. So,
Yeah.
but
Well,
anyway,
I got a youngster at home, so he's all into it. So we'll
right.
sit down for the Steelers, but after that, it's nothing with 4 p.m. games unless it's a national broadcast. I'll watch them, but yeah, once the Steeler game's done, I'm done with it.
Yeah, I get it.
So so,
I get it.
but hey, I am going to wrap it up here. I'm going to hope you
Yep.
feel better with all the sinus and allergies that's going around.
Oh yeah, dude. It's just eat my Zyrtec and I'll be all right.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you having me on the show, buddy. I appreciate that.
All right, man. Hey, good luck with the release of the album and the upcoming tour.
Cool. Everybody out there that's listening to this, go watch a Kickin Valentina video on YouTube. Stream us on Spotify. Or request Kickin Valentina. Do all that fun stuff. Help us out. We love you. We love our fans.
All right, I kicked up some dust with Jimmy Berdine of Kickin Valentina, and now it is about to settle down because we are wrapping up another interview here on the Youth Gone Mild podcast. And I just want to give him a huge thank you for being patient whenever I would message him and say, "Are we ready yet? Are we ready yet? How about now? Can we do the podcast now?" And it's because I'm not annoying. Well, maybe I am. But listen, I truly love Kickin Valentina. And Jimmy just stuck with me and he's like, "No, not yet. Gotta wait just a little bit longer." And when it was time to release the name of the album, it got pushed back more. But Jimmy still went ahead with the interview. So I am so thankful for him for that. So go pre-order Anthems from the Underground August 28th via Mighty Music. And you can get that wherever you grab your music from. I am praying that these boys from the ATL catch on to a major acts tour real soon. Because a band this talented deserves a bigger stage to show the world what exactly they are kicking up. And one last shout out to my sponsor, Celebrity Events by Lisa Gandia. If you're an artist, a band, a performer, you need a talent agent, you need to book a date, a performance, check Lisa out on celebrityeventsrock.com. Tell her Gen X Joe sent ya. And Jimmy and the boys from Kickin Valentina, be safe on your tours out there overseas, man. I know you're going to kill it. Guaranteed. And thanks for listening to a double dose of Denim Week. This was the first interview of 2 with Jimmy Berdine of Kickin Valentina. I got so many interviews lined up, ready to go. I have to double them up every week. I hope you don't mind. I don't think you do. At least I hope not. All right. Peace out. Props everyone for listening. This has been the Youth Gone Mild podcast, where hairlines fade, but rock never does.